Hello everyone, how are you? Is everything okay? Today we're going to cover a new news. By reading news, we are intent to boost our knowledge about the world. So, try not to leave us and be with us until the end of this video. Let's go.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
Today's news about Iran's nuclear deal. This is the 8th round of talk in Vienna. Tehran is keen to verify US sanctions. Keen to. It's a very popular word and you need it very much. It means you are interested in doing something. Pay attention to this example. Jane was so keen on playing tennis, but I wasn't. An 8th round of talks on reviving the Iran nuclear deal has begun in Vienna. Its team was willing to stay as long as it takes to reach an agreement. Round of talks on something. People go to the meetings and they talk about some things, but these meetings which are around to talk about the nuclear deal between Iran and the US, this is the 8th round of their talk. The people went to the meeting and they came out, and then again they went to the meeting and then they came out, and this is the 8th time that they're going to talk with the US indirectly. And this is the example. Following the first round of talk, the Commission was rather optimistic about the government reform. What's your example? Try to make an example with each expression, because that's what professionals do and that's how they learn and they develop their English language. The next expression was to reach an agreement. To reach an agreement or to reach a point means to conclude, to make an agreement. Pay attention to the example. The court took 4 days to reach an agreement. The Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian said he wanted the focus of the coming round of talks to be on how Tehran could verify US sanctions had genuinely been lifted. He wanted the focus of the coming round of talks to be on something. Want the focus to be on something. It means that you want to focus on something, to pay attention to something, to consider something more important than the other sections. So here Mr. Abdullahian wants to change the focus of the next round of talk. Pay attention to the example. I think Dave wants the focus to be on himself. The landmark 2015 deal from which Donald Trump withdrew the US had lifted sanctions on Iran in return for controls on its civilian nuclear program. In return means instead of, or for example, you do something for me and I do something in return of that for you. So in return means in exchange. Pay attention to the example. The farmer gave us food in return for our help. There are tons of jobs you can do on a farm. It's a very daunting job. I did it once and I was breathless after that. But you enjoy doing the jobs on a farm. Yes. And a lot of backache. In terms of the third paper on the verification of the lifting of sanctions, Iran has spoken in terms of a fixed volume of oil and industrial exports that must be completed before it need take reciprocal actions by returning fully to its compliance with its side of the deal. Take reciprocal action means, for example, I do something or you do something and we give us advantages by that. It means the two parties or two groups of people try to do things at the same way and giving each other's advantages. Iran and the US should do their job as they promised at the same time. Their agreement had to be reciprocal, at least on the same level. It means that it's not fair that I do more than you, or you don't keep your promises, but I do what I promised. It's not reciprocal. At least on the same level, it should be reciprocal. Iran is concerned Western companies will be reluctant to invest in Iran because of fears that a future Republican US president could reimpose sanctions in 2025, putting their investments in jeopardy, as happened in 2018 when Trump pulled out of the deal. So here, in jeopardy means in danger. Put something in jeopardy means put something at the stakes. Put something in jeopardy means put something in danger. Bad investment has put the company's future in jeopardy. So if you invest your money in the bad baskets, the baskets that cannot give you back your money or can't give you any benefit, you actually put it in jeopardy. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said in a speech in February that sanctions had to be lifted in practice, not just on paper. So in practice, you actually listen to the line here, not just on paper. So when you say a word, you have to keep it. You have to do it in practice, not just some written words on the paper. That means nothing to us. So in practice, very important phrase we can learn from it. Pay attention. It seemed to be a good idea, but in practice it was disaster. In Persian it means فاجعه. Although the talks will be difficult, Iran seemed intent on injecting some optimism into a process that began in April, despite the fact that the US just went out of the deal, but Iran is trying to be optimistic, and again he wants to make a deal in 2022 with the US again. Iran seemed intent. To seem intent or to be intent on something, it means that you are determined to do that. Pay attention to the example. My friend seemed intent on reaching the mountain. They're going to the top of the mountain and said, "Hey, Younes, you want to come?" And I said, "I don't know." They said, "We are going to do it." They were intent on doing that. At least they seemed intent on doing that.